Hi everyone, I'm Liz and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 15. Hi guys, welcome back. I have a lot of stuff to show you this week. I've been doing some shopping and a lot of stitching. Yeah, so unfortunately I didn't get to my sewing machine this week. My craft table, if you could see what's happening over here. I wonder if I should just like take a picture later and insert it. It might be too embarrassing. If there's no picture, you know why. It's too messy. Yeah, so I didn't get to sew anything this week. I need to clean and organize this room. But I did do a lot of stitching and a lot of shopping. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with a previous finish because it kind of matches the theme of my one finish. Yeah, so let me show you. This is Suffrage Act by Little House Needleworks. I framed this myself. I bought this frame off Etsy. I'll link the shop down below. And this is just a standard 8x10 in kind of this navy blue. And yeah, I love this one. I stitched this last summer and I did this, excuse me, on the 32 count Picture This Plus. I think it was the called for. Let me check the pattern. Oh, it doesn't say on the back and I don't want to open it up. But this is the pattern, Little House Needleworks Suffrage Act. And I did do it on the called for 32 count Picture This Plus with all the called for colors. And I love how it turned out. So I thought with the election coming up and it being the 100-year anniversary of our right to vote, I thought this would be a great one to pull back out and show you as a previous finish. I know a lot of people have stitched this, and if you haven't, it's a really fun stitch. And it really only took me a couple of weeks of off and on stitching. I really love it. That leads me into my one little tiny finish for this week. And it is I voted. This is the free pattern from Ink Circles called Stitchers Count and You Do Too. It's very cute. It's just like a little I voted sticker that you get here in the US at the polls. And I'm gonna turn it into a little pin. So it's a permanent sticker. Instead of, you know, wearing my little sticker when I go vote next week, I can wear my little pin and I love it. So I just need to figure out a backing and attach a little you know, pin to it so I can wear it. And yeah, it just uses two colors, and I used Americana by Weeks and Louisiana Hot Sauce by Weeks. I really like my red and blue. So yeah, that's I voted. Okay, so let me show you what I stitched on this week. And first up, I'm gonna show you a new start slash I kitted something up and started it just to see what the colors looked like. But I guess we have to call that a new start, right? Because I put stitches into it, so let me show you. I started the Prairie Kooler Christmas Eve. Totally influenced by Misty from Luminous Fiber Arts and Lori of Mischievous Stitches. I love this. So I was unsure about my fabric choice. I prefer Prairie Kooler on 28 or 32, usually like a little closer to its called for, because I don't know, I just feel like when I've tried to stitch their designs on smaller counts, it kind of goes against the grain of what Prairie Kooler is, maybe? I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, I don't have a ton of 28 and 32 in my stash anymore. I've used it or given it to my mom. So I dug through my stash and I did have a piece that I wanted to try. So I did start this last night while I was kitting it up. Let me show you. Okay, here's my my little start, just on the right edge of the pattern. and I am using 32 count Tumbleweed linen by Flair. So it's like a printed on dye, and then the back side is just white. Yeah, but I felt like it really matched the photo and the count was right, and I really do like how my stitches are looking on this fabric. So I'm gonna keep the fabric. The only thing I'm not loving so far is the reindeer color. It calls for $8.98, and then everything else dark brown is the $33.71, and there's just not enough difference between this brown and this brown. And you can see in the pattern, oops, there's a lot of contrast between this brown and this dark brown. So I don't know if, you know, I mean, this pattern was designed in 2009, so that was over 10 years ago, right? So $8.98 could have been a slightly different color. Here are my colors. These are all the called for DMC. And then, oh, I don't have a large amount of the $8.98. I just put like one strand on there, but you can see how close they are. I think I might change that brown to like an 801 or something that's just a little bit more medium brown. Yeah, but otherwise love the colors, and I am excited to work on this one. Next up is my Christmas stocking that I'm making for Rob, and I made a lot of progress this week, I think. Ooh, just poked myself with the needle. Cool. Here it is. Oh, I love this. Oh, it looks so good. I love seeing it in camera once I've been stitching on it all week. I made a tiny bit more progress up at the top just because I had this color to use up. So I got the bee in and some more of the wallpaper. And then let me kind of fold it so I can get to a good spot to show you what I've done down here. So yeah, I just filled in some more of this kind of crazy confetti stitching that I need to get done around the toe, but really mainly what I worked on was kind of bringing all the details and building out this train. Oh, it's so cute. And there's a little trumpet down here that I started. And then this is like a quilt that's hanging over the edge of a chair. At the beginnings of a quilt that's hanging over a chair. Oh, I love it. I am stitching this one on 25 count mushroom Lugana, which is called for, with the called for DMC colors, no changes. Woo. 3 strands over 2 threads, which is really dense coverage on 25 count. It looks really nice because it's, you know, mostly full coverage. So yeah, that's my stocking progress. 2 more weeks of stitching. I want to say 1 week, but then like I really feel like this would have to be like the only thing I stitched on next week for me to get it done. Which maybe I will, I don't know. But maybe 2 more weeks of stitching and then I can turn it into a stocking. Next up this week, I worked on Autumn Alphabet by the Scarlett house. It's so pretty. I showed you, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, that I got the board from Homestead Needleworks in the mail, and yeah, I want to get this one done so I can get it finished. It might not happen until the end of this month, so then it'll just be put away for next year, but that's okay. Or maybe I'll leave it up through Thanksgiving and then it'll go away for next year. So here's what I have done. So cute. I did change my orange and my green just to something I had on hand. I think the orange is Ginger Snap from Gast, which is very different from Ginger Snap from Classic Colorworks. I know everybody has like their own naming conventions, but this pattern called for Ginger Snap by Classic Colorworks, and I looked it up and I was like, that's a yellow. And I had Ginger Snap by Gast, and I was like, well, that's a great pumpkin color. So that's what I went with. Yeah, so I've just been trying to like do a thread in the pumpkin and then do a letter, you know, just because this pumpkin is gigantic. And there's a lot of letters. So, although this is, I mean, this is small. If I just sat down with this for 2 days, I'd have it done, but I'm stitching on other stuff too. So I'm stitching this one on 40 count, as called for, but this is R&R Beach Brew. And, yeah, I mentioned I changed up my green and my orange, and that's all I have to say about that one. Why do I feel like I haven't done Flosstube in forever? It's only been a week. I'm like, what do I talk about? What am I supposed to say about my projects? Right. Fabric, thread, pattern. That's it. It's easy. Okay. So that's autumn alphabet. Next this week, I worked on The Visitor by the Blackberry Rabbit, which I started the bird. I'm so excited. Let me show you where I'm at. Yay. I'm really rounding the corner to the end. I just have the bird, the big bird right here. And then there's that leaf and then another big leaf that the bird is sitting on. Oh, yeah, I love this one. It's so fun to stitch on. It uses a lot of colors to achieve all of this wonderful shading. And I love it. It's really, really fun to work on. They pick the colors so well, and yeah. So I am stitching this on 40 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics, and all the called for Fancy Floss and DMC. Okay, so the last thing I stitched on this week was my Barbara Anna Santa's Trip Mystery Sal. And oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh, I love it. I am obsessed with this border. So this is actually block 3 because I start over on the right, and then this is block 2, which I almost got done. I think I'm missing the eyes and maybe like a little blue snowflake under here. And then I can start on block 1. So this piece isn't huge. It's, you know, 3 by 3, so it'll come to here. Well, I put a picture in so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, it's 3 by 3, and then this border wraps all the way around. And I love it. I was totally enabled by Emily C at Eclectic Possessions when she started posting pictures of hers on Instagram, and I fell in love. I am just stitching this one on 40 count Lakeside vintage maple syrup, and I'm doing a needlepoint ink silk conversion. So I tried to do a straight conversion on the colors. Of course, it's impossible because I'm shopping online. I don't have a local needlework store to just go into to buy NPI. So I think I did pretty good. I bought, you know, several greens, several reds, and there is just no good DMC 501 perfect match on needlepoint silks, but I really like this kind of emerald green I went with for the viney border. Oh, I love it. So cute. I love working with the NPIs. They're just, they don't tangle. They're so smooth and luxurious, and they just, I don't know, my stitches just look perfect on 40 count with these silks. Ripping out if you have to frog anything. I don't think frogging with silk is very fun. But other than that, like A+ recommend NPI silks. I know they're expensive, but you do get a lot of thread, a lot more thread than you do for like just like an overdyed cotton. So if you plan on, you know, using them for multiple projects, you know, it's more cost effective, but I probably could have just gone with the DMC on this. I just really want to stitch with NPI, so I changed it up, and I'm glad I did because I am loving these teeny tiny little winter scenes. And I can't wait to stitch Santa and Mrs. Claus riding on all the other animals. I think there's a pig, and I don't remember the other one. I don't know, I put a picture up, you saw it. So yeah, but yeah, Santa and Mrs. Claus are writing on a bunch of other stuff, so I can't wait. This sale is still ongoing. I'll put a link in the description box if you're interested. I think we get our last chart maybe November 1st or November 15th. I can't remember, but a new chart comes out on the 1st and the 15th. So I think we just got our 7th. So just 2 more charts left. Okay, so that's what I stitched on this week. And now we're gonna get into haul. Why am I saying it weird? I think it's probably because I'm looking around a little embarrassed and I'm like, am I gonna show you all the stuff I bought? Yeah, okay, I'll just do it. Where do I start? Oh, I feel so weird today, right? I'm like off rhythm and I don't really know what to say. I don't know why it feels like I haven't filmed in a year when it's been a week. I don't know. This has been kind of a long, crazy week, so I'm off my game, my Flosstube game, but let me show you what I bought. The first thing I'm gonna start with is some Amazon stuff that I got for cross stitching, and one is these gigantic 3-inch binder rings. I think the 2-inch, let me see if I have one handy. I think this is a 2-inch. It's kind of like the standard size. And then the 3-inch. I have a lot of big projects that take a lot of thread, and these can get, you know, kind of tight when you have more than like 12 or so threads on them. So I wanted some big ol' 3-inch, and I think this is like a 15 pack for $5 or something. So got that on Amazon. The other thing I randomly found on, not randomly, I looked for it and it happened to be on Amazon, was some velveteen. What could this be for? Maybe for finishing some stockings. Yeah, try and show you the color accurately. This is Robert Kaufman Lush Velveteen, and this, I believe, is a color Cabernet. I think so. And I pulled out my stocking because any excuse to show you my stocking again, to kind of compare the color, and I think this is gonna work. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this will be the piping and the backing. I plan on just doing like a simple piped edge and then just a flat velvet back. And then, actually, let me get out Rob's stocking. These stockings use the majority of the same colors, so I want to use the same on both. So, yeah, I think it'll look great. I guess I could hold it up down like near where there's actually some of this color. But yeah, I think that's gonna be cool. I did order the Scarlett color in this velveteen, which is a brighter red, just to test out and see which one I like better. I have a feeling it's gonna be this Cabernet, but I do have a piece of Scarlett red on the way, and whichever one I don't use, I'm sure I will use on the backs of pillows and stuff. But it feels really nice quality. I'm hoping it's easy to sew with. Need to do a little practice run, or I guess I'll practice while I'm making my piping. That'll be easy. And then, yeah, just a couple more weeks of stitching on this one and I can finish them into stockings. That was an exciting Amazon purchase. Okay, so next up, I got a lot of stuff from the Fat Quarter shop, and I think I made another order last night, so there's more stuff headed my way. Woo. Yeah, let me show you. The first thing I got was my Ruby Star Society Club Kit, and it's Christmas and winter fabrics. They're so cute. Look at those little doves and the presents, and oh, so cute. And I actually really love the quilt pattern it came with. Here's the, oh, it's glary. So, and it makes a big quilt, so I think I might actually put this quilt together. I think I told y'all before that I get these club kits and I use the fabrics, but I've never once made the quilt pattern, but I actually really love, I was reading through the pattern the other day and I actually really love this quilt pattern. And I think I will put it together at some point, so that's exciting. And then a nice spool of rich Christmas red thread, which is great to add to my meager thread wall. And then I feel like the most exciting thing in my Fat Quarter Shop order was the Lori Holt Vintage Christmas book. Oh, I've seen this before, and I think it's because I've been watching so much, you know, like Fat Quarter Shop Flosstube and Lori Holt. Well, and because Celeste, my friend Celeste, has told me how great these books are and was like, you don't have any Lori Holt books? They're so good. And so I was like, oh, well, let me get this Christmas one, because I showed y'all that quilt hanger, well, a wall hanging hanger, that I want to make like a little Christmas quilt for. And these are 42 blocks that you can make in 6 or 12-inch size, which is genius. And they're so cute. My favorite are these little Christmas lights and the candy cane. Oh, I love the little Santa. I mean, they're all so good. Look at this ice skate. And I just love that I can use, you know, whatever fabric I have. I have tons of Christmas fabric to use. So I'm gonna make definitely something with this book. And it's just like such good quality. I mean, I'm sure you all have a Lori Holt book and I'm just late to the party, but like the spiral, so like it lays flat and then it's just filled with step-by-step amazing instructions. I've been reading through it for the past 2 nights since I've had it. So there you get all the instructions on how to make all of these blocks, and then you get tons of project ideas. So pillows and table runners and quilt layouts and just all kinds of ways to use these blocks. And I want to make a table runner. That's definitely on the agenda. I have a really cool red and white tablecloth that I put out for Christmas, and I definitely want to do some sort of runner on top of it with this book. I need to get busy. Okay, the other stuff I got is some cross-stitchy patterns. I got, I think this is the last one, or maybe the 10th one, of Snow Village. Even though I haven't been working on it, I'm still making sure I get all my patterns so I can complete mine. And then the other one I got is this Chock Full Mary. I saw this when it came out, was it last year, last Christmas? It's so cute. And I got that red board from Homestead Needleworks, the kind of gift tag. And I think I've sized this out, and this will be perfect on that red painted board. So, and I actually have some 32 count slate that I think I got from Renee when she kind of passed on some stash that she wasn't going to use. Yeah, so I think I might be stitching on black again on this one and mounting that to my little painted red board. And I love that. I want to make that little small as an ornament for sure. So cute. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, and then the last thing I got was some more thread drops, because I love these. And I did get a few skeins of floss, but they've already been sorted out into the various projects that I was kitting up. And then the last thing I got from Fat Quarter Shop, I feel like I keep saying the last thing. No, I got tons of stuff. This is the last one though, because I'm looking around. The rest of it is from Kitten Stitcher. Is I got some fabric, and they have it all folded up, kind of crazy. But this outside one is washed black, and this is for Rob's quilt. This is the background color. So I've been waiting on this to come in so I can get everything for the top cut out so I can start assembling it. And then I just got some random Christmas fabric from Ruby Star, which actually came in my club kit, which is funny, but I just got some of their yardage. And then, oh yeah, these are so cute. They're little Christmas records. Oh, I love it. And then I did get, it's like, sorry, it's all folded up weird. I did get some Kona Ash. Actually, Allison, if you're watching, you'll like this. I got some Kona Ash because Allison, my sister, has requested the Aviatrix medallion quilt kit that I showed a while back. She has requested that as her 30th birthday quilt. So I think I had said, oh, I don't think I'm gonna make this. It's so complicated. You know, just maybe not for me right now. And my sister Allison was like, wait, that's the one I want for my 30th birthday quilt. And if you don't know about my 30th birthday quilts, I talk a lot about it in the most recent video I posted, which was a quilt parade, a 2 decades worth of quilts. I got my mom and sisters to bring over all of the quilts I've made for them. I have my house full of quilts I've made for me, and we held them up, and I talked about them, and I make my sister some 30th birthday quilts, and Allison's the last up, although now her husband has requested one, but it'll be a while, Ryan, sorry. Okay, and then I made a large order from Kitten Stitcher, so you wanna see? So the first thing I got from Kitten Stitcher was the Coming to America box. She had leftovers and she put them up unkitted. They have the fancy floss in them, but there's no fabric. It's just kind of what came in the box, which I'm sure you've seen unboxings. It's like a needle minder, an extra pattern, a corner gauge, a really pretty piece of backing fabric for the second pattern that comes in this. And I just think I had a case of FOMO. I saw everybody getting theirs and unboxing, and I hadn't pre-ordered because I was like, oh, that's not really kind of my thing. I love Brita Gervais, but you know, it's not really typically the kind of pattern I would stitch. But Kitten Stitcher had some leftover boxes, and I don't know, even if I don't, no, I'm gonna stitch it at some point. But for now, it's just gonna sit on the shelf looking pretty. It's so nice, y'all. If you have one, you know, but the stuff that Brenda included is so nice. I love the little tiny Pilgrim needle minder. I love that backing fabric for the second pattern. It's a journal, like a printed journal page from one of the guys, I'm forgetting his name, but who was on the ship. And yeah, so she had a couple extra, and I thought, let me just buy it so I'm not like, oh, I wish I had bought that. So go check her shop and see if she has any left. I think she said yesterday in her Flosstube videos she had like 29 of them, so there might be a few left. Okay, and then I got some shirts. So let me show you what I got. I got the February Wordplay by Brenda Gervais. I think this is probably the 6th one in my collection. I think I have 6 left to collect. Just kind of pick them up randomly when I see them. And then I got Hildeboo and Sunflower too, because I don't know, I just love it. I think I saw Carol Saltbox Stitcher talking about this one, and I'd seen the pattern when it came out, and I was like, oh, that's really cute, but I don't know. I found the fabric at Kitten Stitcher. I'll show you that in a second. So I'm getting this one all kitted up to start, even though I'm not gonna have it done in time. I just, oh, I love it. It's so cool. So I got Hildeboo. Oh, I got, this is I guess kind of went Brenda Gervais crazy, I guess. This is called the Needleworker's Sampler. And it's so beautiful. It's got little scissors. Let's see. All my scattering moments are taken up with my needle. That is the truth. So yeah, there's just little tiny like scissor motifs and a woman holding a needle, and then just little flowers in the house, and it's beautiful. So I got another sampler to stitch. Okay, and then I got an older Carriage House samplings pattern called the Gingham Dog and the Calico Cat, because I just loved the layout and the colors of this one. Love those little red birds. And of course the dog and the cat. This one's so cool. And it says, the gingham dog and the calico cat side by side on the table sat. It was 12:30, and what do you think? Neither one had slept a wink. Yeah, so I love it. And then the last one I got, I was totally enabled by Michelle from Mama Loves You GB on YouTube. And it is the Drawn Thread Sampler Game Board. And then also because Brenda from Handwork Maniac has been stitching a little game board that she finished onto a thread box. And somebody else was recently talking about game boards. Oh, Pam from Pam and Steph. She had some game boards in her new Startober starts. And yeah, I decided that I needed a game board. So I got this, you know, I love a drawn thread. So I got this sampler game board. And I didn't get it kitted. I just got the chart from Kitten Stitcher. And, oh, it just calls for DMC. Doesn't even call for MPI. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I'm gonna stitch this, I think, just with the DMC. And it calls for 25 count, probably to make it like a real playable board. But that part isn't super important to me. So I think I'll probably end up stitching this on like a 36 count or a 40. And yeah, I love this. Who knows when I'll start it, but I had to have it. And then I got a couple of pieces of linen. I got the 40 count 18th century Blackbird, and this is what Hilda Boo was stitched on. So yes, I can start that as soon as I have my flosses. And then I got this really cool color of Zweigart. It's not a hand dye, it's just a Zweigart, and it's called Agave. This is a 36 count Agave. Yeah, that's pretty true to the color. It's really a really pretty green. And I have no idea what I'm gonna stitch on it, but I just wanted to add it to my collection because I'm sure I'll think of something. Maybe a Christmas ornament or something, I don't know. Like a red and white Christmas ornament on this green. That could be cool. Yeah, so 36 count Agave by Zweigart. Okay, I think we made it to the end. I did a lot of stitching and a lot of shopping, and that is what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for all the love on the quilt videos I've been posting. I know not everybody cross-stitched and quilts, but hopefully it's just eye candy and fun to look at. So I appreciate it so much. And if you're not already subscribed, I looked at some of my stats and I see that like 50% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, but that means 50% of you are not. So hit subscribe. I don't know, I'll put a card, or why does my nose itch? Well, I'm like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm cool. So if you want more of that, click subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.